There's a man in my neighborhood who drives a 2014 Honda Civic, faded paint, dent on the rear bumper he never fixed. He wears the same 3 polo shirts on rotation. Last month, I found out he sold a software company for $42 million. His own brother didn't know. Think about that for a second. His own brother, the person who grew up sharing a bedroom with him, who knows his childhood scars and his favorite cereal, had no idea. And when I asked him why, he said something I haven't stopped thinking about. He said, "The day people find out you have money is the day you stop being a person to them. You become a resource." I want to tell you what happens the moment the world finds out you're rich. But first, let me ask you something uncomfortable. Why do you think most lottery winners are broke within 5 years? It's not the spending. It's not the bad investments. It's something darker, and it starts the moment they tell the first person. And here's the second thing I want you to sit with. There's a reason the wealthiest families, the ones with real generational money, not Instagram money, have a rule they teach their children before the kids can even drive. I'll get to it. Stay with me. Because if you're building wealth right now, if you're grinding at a job, running a side hustle, buying your first index fund, launching something, this video might be the most important thing you hear this year, not because of how to make money, but because of what to do the moment you have it. Let me take you back to 2012. A 28-year-old engineer in Austin, let's call him David, cashed out his stock options for around $3.1 million after taxes. Life-changing money. He did what most people do. He told his parents. He told his best friend. He posted a photo of his new Tesla on Facebook with the caption, "Finally." Within 18 months, David had lent $200,000 to his cousin's restaurant that failed. He'd co-signed a loan for a college friend who disappeared. His girlfriend, who he'd been dating for 6 months, suddenly wanted to get married. His parents, who had always been proud and independent, started asking if he could help out with their mortgage, not because they needed it, but because now they knew he could. By 2016, David was back to working a full-time job. Not because he was foolish, he wasn't. He was smart, educated, disciplined. He lost it because he broke one rule. He let people know. There's a concept the old money families understand that the new money world has completely forgotten. It's called social drag. Every single person who knows you have money becomes a small gravitational pull on your wealth. Some pull hard, some pull gently, but they all pull. And you don't feel it when it's 1 or 2 people. You feel it when it's 40. Morgan Housel wrote about this in The Psychology of Money, that wealth is what you don't see. The car not bought. The house not upgraded, the vacation not posted. The real rich, he argues, are almost always invisible. Because the moment your lifestyle broadcasts your net worth starts shrinking to match the broadcast. Now here's where it gets interesting. There's a study out of Vanderbilt from a few years back that tracked how relationships shift when one person in a friend group comes into sudden wealth. Within 2 years, roughly 70% of those friendships either ended or became transactional. Not because the wealthy person changed, because everyone around them did. The jokes got careful. The invitations got weighted. The phone calls started coming only when something was needed. Money doesn't change you. It changes the people looking at you. And this is the part nobody wants to admit. Your own family is often the biggest risk, not because they're bad people, but because love and money get tangled in ways that destroy both. The sister who always felt like the less successful one now has proof. The father who sacrificed for you now feels entitled to a return. The cousin you barely knew suddenly remembers every childhood moment you shared. I watched this happen to a shopkeeper in my hometown. He ran a small electronics store for 22 years. Quiet guy. Nobody suspected anything. Then he sold the store and the property underneath it for what turned out to be about $1.8 million. He made one mistake. He told his extended family at a wedding. Within a year, he had funded 2 nephews' businesses, paid for one niece's destination wedding, and was pressured into investing in a relative's real estate scheme that collapsed. He told me later over tea, "I was happier when I had the shop." So what do the quiet wealthy actually do? They lie. Not maliciously, strategically. When someone asks how business is going, they say, "We're getting by." When someone asks about the new car, they say it was a used deal they got lucky on. When someone comments on a vacation, they say it was cheaper than it looked. They downgrade every signal, every single one, on purpose. They live in houses below what they can afford. They drive cars 2 tiers below their bracket. They wear clothes without visible logos. They don't fly business class on short flights. They don't tell their kids exactly how much is in the account until the kids have built their own something first. Because they understand that the illusion of normal is the most expensive asset they own, and the most valuable. There's a book called The Millionaire Next Door by Thomas Stanley, published in the 90s. The core finding is still one of the most uncomfortable truths in personal finance. Most real millionaires in America don't look like millionaires. They look like your neighbor who mows his own lawn. The flashy ones? Stanley found that a huge portion of them were actually in debt, leveraged to the eyeballs, performing wealth they didn't have. The loud ones are usually broke. The quiet ones are usually rich. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now here's the pivot, the turn I promised you at the start. You might think this whole idea is about protecting your money from other people. It's not. It's about protecting yourself from yourself. Because here's what nobody tells you. When you announce your wealth, you don't just invite other people's expectations. You invite your own. You start performing the role of rich person. You start buying things to maintain the image you created. You start making financial decisions not based on what you want, but based on what a person like you is supposed to want. The Rolex, the neighborhood, the school for your kids, the car, the watch, the vacation everyone expects. The silent rich person gets to stay themselves. The loud one becomes a character in a play they have to keep funding. And here's the deepest part. The reason old money families teach their children to stay quiet isn't really about protection from leeches or gold diggers or jealous friends. It's about something more fundamental. It's about preserving the soul of the person who has the money. Because wealth, loudly held, has a way of making you forget who you were before it arrived. And who you were is almost always more interesting than the version money turns you into. The man with the 2014 Civic? I asked him what he does with his days. He said he reads in the morning, walks his dog at lunch, and builds furniture in his garage on weekends. He said, I wake up and nobody wants anything from me. Do you know how rare that is? $42 million, and what he bought with it was anonymity. That was the purchase. That was the real flex. So if you're building toward wealth right now, whether it's your first 100,000 or your first million or the exit that changes everything, remember this. The money is the easy part. The discipline to hide it is what separates the people who keep it from the people who lose it. Don't post the car. Don't announce the bonus. Don't brag about the investment that hit. Don't tell your cousin at the wedding. Don't explain to your coworker why you're suddenly fine. Don't let your lifestyle inflate to match your bank account. Don't become a character. Stay a person. Because the day the world finds out you have money is the day everything changes. And almost none of it changes for the better. The richest people you'll ever meet are the ones you'd never guess were rich. Be one of them. If this changed how you think about money, even slightly, the best thing you can do is keep it to yourself. And maybe send this to the one person who needs to hear it before they make the mistake. I'll see you in the next one.